My kings and my queens, we're back. We are back. We are back. And I want to thank you so much for inviting me into your life this morning. Thank you for inviting us into your living room. And thank you for being a part of what we do here. Remember, I'm just a small part of the team that makes it happen right here on Tobago Updates Television. And one of the things that I love about this show is the cross section that we reach. And in saying that, I have been privileged to come across an accomplished writer in my view. However, upcoming, on the way, writing, writing. So I'm not going to disclose who that writer is just yet, but there is some literary stuff going on. And I just felt like I needed to share something that I saw recently um, from this writer. So I just want you to bear in mind, to my Tobago people, we have wonderful persons in our midst. We have immense talent in our midst, and I'm hoping that as the show grows and evolves, that you get to meet them and get to hear what they have to offer in this space and time. Right? So before I go to my next guest, I'll just read one of the paragraphs here. The poem is entitled Morning Sun. It goes like this. It's morning sun, yes, that very one, peeping through like a delighted soul, my inner child signaling a magnificent day, giving birth to life as it unfolds. Birds flying high, their spirits soar, trees vigorously dancing upon the earth's floor. Stay tuned for more as I introduce my next guest. Now, I'm so privileged, I'm so honored to be even speaking with this young man today. I've been watching him for so long, and I love the humility, I love the support, I love the fact that he is an athlete like no other. And it gives me great pleasure to really welcome this morning to brunch Mr. Akeem Stewart, our Trinidad and Tobago Paralympic athlete, and a very successful one at that. And we are so proud to have you. So good morning to you, Akeem.
Morning,
Good
morning, morning, everybody.
morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
I've been waiting for such a long time to talk with you, and I'm so happy that I'm finally getting the opportunity. But you are a powerhouse. When I see you compete, when I look at you and you walk out on that track or that field, that's what I see. I see a powerhouse. Did you always want to be an athlete?
Yeah, it was always a passion, and it's basically was like a traditional thing in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm truly privileged to carry it on.
So your dad, your family, I see so much support there, and it's so wonderful. It's a wonderful thing to see. What was your first Olympic event? When was the first time that you competed?
Okay, so before I was classified as a para athlete, I used to always compete as a athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have my track and field career would have started off in 2006. And I made my first national team back in 2008, representing Trinidad and Tobago at the junior level.
Oh, so you started at the junior level. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful place to start. So where did the journey take you after that? Because I started hearing your name before I knew who you were. That's what happened. That is what actually happened in my experience. So where did the journey
Mhm.
take you from junior competitions? What happened after that? Just walk us through.
Well, a lot happened afterwards. I took part in the NACAC on the 23, where I won bronze in Toronto. After that, I was classified in 2015. I went to Mexico. I broke the Americas record. And after that, I just been traveling a lot, competing, winning medals, breaking records. But after COVID 2019, it was mentally tough for me to be focused as an art because I've been training with no expectation of competing, not knowing when the world will be back to normal. So it was tough mentally for me. And I know I've been getting a lot of questions where people see me in public and ask me if I am finished the track and field, but no, I am back. I've been fighting with injuries and stuff like that, but it's only the close person in my circle will know what I've been through. So I'm just thankful to be back on the international stage winning medals.
What is it like for you when you compete? Is there a fuel in you? Is there adrenaline? What is it like? Paint a picture for me when you walk out onto that track or you walk out onto that field and your mind is pumping and you're like, yeah, time to get down to
Uh,
business. What does it feel like for you?
okay, so basically I train by myself, so I don't really have training partners and stuff like that in me. I am associated with, I'm a member of the Kaizen Panthers Athletic Club. So now you have some young athletes who I do mentor there, and for me, I just like to compete and do my best. I do not really study anything much other than just going out, enjoy the competition, and come out healthy. And I think being on the field that is my happiest place in the world. Like I have nothing to study other than just being happy, and making other people happy. So yeah, I think me being on the field is just amazing,
And
amazing
it's
feeling.
so wonderful because you love what you do. We
Yeah.
see it, we hear it, we sense there's a passion in you to succeed, and you have been doing just that. So, who are some of the people that you would have met on your journey that you might want to mention? Who are some of the persons that you met along the way?
I met a lot of persons. First of all, I would definitely love to thank my dad for seeing the things that other people didn't see in me. He was my first coach. Also my mentor, who is now deceased Brian Oldfield, American shot putter. I would like to thank Wade Franklin, who worked with me in my early stage of as being a senior athlete, always giving technical advice and stuff like that. I would like to thank TTPC, everybody from the entries, and basically everybody in track and field, always positive, giving me positive feedback, tell me where I could improve on, and always keeping me on track. So I'm thankful for everybody that I come across in life.
And with everything, Akeem, there are challenges. There are going to be times when it seems a bit much, and you have to make the decision if you're going to let life wrap you up or you're going to rise to
Mhm.
the occasion and strive, to be better, strive to evolve. So I know that there would have been challenges along the way. But if you had to say something to the viewers, if you had to encourage them, upcoming athletes or entrepreneurs or just anyone who wants to go after something that they believe in, what would you say to them today, Akeem?
Okay, so anytime you want anything good in life, you have to work extremely hard because sometimes the worst of the worst things will happen. It will pop up when you do not expect it. So you just have to be committed to whatever you want to accomplish or achieve, and also align yourself with positive people or persons who do the same thing you have the passion for and stick to it.
I love the fact that you said align yourself with positive people. This is so important because the energies that you invite in is so important to your development. It's so important to your mind growing and wanting the best for yourself. And I love the fact that your family is so supportive of you because it really, really starts there with having
Yeah,
that support, having that shoulder that says you can do it. I believe in you. You know, these are may seem simple, but they are so important to the development of a person. And being an athlete, you have so much more stress that would go onto your body because you're using your body, you're using your strength to really get out there and do what you do. So I just want to say I am so proud. I have been waiting to meet you for a very long time now, like I said before. And I am so glad that I actually have the opportunity because I've been looking on and there's a pride that I have. And I say this with all honesty, Akeem. There's a pride that I have when I see you competing, when I see you performing, when I see you representing and representing well. And
yeah,
I
thank
am
you.
thankful. I am proud. And I'm waiting to see what's next. What are you going to do next? So what's next for Akeem? What's next for you?
Okay, so what's next to me? I'm gonna come back home, take 10 days off training. Just minor injury when I was coming out to this championship, so that kind of it was a setback. But
Mm-hmm.
me, once I go to the competition area, I go to compete, so I forget about all of that. But when I come home, is to do therapy, get a little bit of rest. Maybe start my season off in January next year. Maybe I'll be going a couple meets before Worlds. I have Worlds in Kobe, Japan, in May.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot afford to slap off for training for too long. So yeah, you just try to stay focused on the main picture, which is 2024, the Paralympics and the Para World Championships.
And what was it like? Because this is a question that keeps popping up in my head. What was it like when you entered into competition internationally, meeting new persons, meeting new people, getting to know others from various countries? What was that like for you? Did you make friends easily? Did you have any setbacks? Culture shock or anything like that? What was it like meeting
Okay,
various persons from other countries?
okay. So me being a show, it make me easily. It make me. It's very easy for me to interact with other chores because chores is like one family, no matter where you came from. So also I also compete with a lot of Olympians, world champions like Tom Walsh and other athletes. So when I go to compete, I don't really look for friends, but at the end of the day, we will have friends. But it doesn't be hard to interact with anybody else other than chores. It's pretty much easy.
And what is it like when you're preparing for the various events, for the various competitions? What is it like for you? Is it that you have a strict regimen that you have to follow in terms of training and what you have to eat and things like that? These are the questions that I always wonder about, in terms of being an athlete. What is your training like?
Okay, so me preparing for a major meet like this, I will train twice a day. So I go to the stadium, I do my throws because I do both shot put and discus. So I do shot put discus in the afternoon, and after that I go to the gym. And to me, right now, this meet it was very very tough, seeing that I didn't have access to the Dwight York Stadium because of football. And where I train outside the stadium, the distance I throw, it discus land on the road, and it always mash up because they put a road on the train area. So it's
Right,
very much I was training and limiting myself in tracking up, push myself if I wanted to. Because the distance I was expecting to throw over here, it was pretty much impossible because I had to limit myself in training. Then to throw
right.
100%, it was tough mentally.
We don't think about how much it takes or how much goes into preparing yourself for events.
Mm,
We are not athletes. The mass population of us, we aren't athletes, so we have no idea how much it takes, how much stress is put on your body, how important nutrition and those things are. But in terms of, your strength training, what is that like? Is it intense? Do you always have to delve in and make sure that your flexibility is on point and your strength is on point, and your training is beneficial? Because sometimes we could be doing some things that aren't benefiting us, in
mm,
what we're on our sphere in life. But what is it like? Because your flexibility is one
mm.
thing, because I said I've been looking at you for some time now, and your strength is another thing. You have a raw power
Yeah.
within you.
So,
And so, what is it like in terms of your training? Do you have to do things for your flexibility is a must. What do you do in terms of that? Just give us a snippet of what you do.
okay, so I do both Olympic lifts that is specific for throwing for the throwing events, and also I do powerlifting. That is for me to get the gross strength, But yeah, well, field events you have to be flexible, you have to be coordinated, and as a whole it's very tough because you just don't do one basic exercise or anything in general, not no set program. You do a lot of different stuff because it's good to cross train as an athlete, for your body not to be adapt. You mustn't adapt as an athlete. You mustn't have a comfort zone, So my weight training will be very, very stressful, because the amount of weights I lift is very, very heavy weights, and sometimes the gym is not, it don't have the sufficient amount of weights for me to lift, or the machines and stuff like that, or room space. But I'm truly thankful, I must say. Special thanks to Kelton Thomas, for assisting me with my preparation for this meet.
What is it like representing your country? What is that
Oh,
feeling like?
it's a very, very humbling feeling, I never really face it with any critics or anything like that. But track and field is a very well sports across the board. Whether you're good or bad, it always have critics. And to me, it was always I always get positive feedbacks on whatever I do. Whether I go out and compete and do not bring back home a medal, it's always positive news. I mean, feedbacks, and it's always a pleasure to represent Trinidad and Tobago, especially Tobago. Me being from the smaller island, going out in the world and dominating is always a good feeling to put our country on the map.
But that you said putting your country on the map,
Yeah.
because that tells me that it's not just about going and excelling in the sport, it's also
Hmm.
about being an ambassador. So you think of yourself as an ambassador. And so
Yes, I
you are willing to receive the responsibilities that comes along with that.
correct.
Being from this small island, do you feel any a pressure to succeed, seeing that where you're from is so small?
No, because small axes cut down big trees. It doesn't matter where I came from. At the end of the day, I know where I want to be as an athlete and as an individual. So it doesn't matter where I came from. It's just that I know I have a duty to fulfill and perform, and that is the sole purpose of going out there and compete.
I'm looking at the pictures, I'm looking at the images of you, and there is a pride. There is that essence of your rhythm as a Tobagonian, and that is a wonderful thing. I speak about it so many times on the show. But when you win the medal, this is always something that I wanted to ask. When you win the medal and you get up on that podium, and And that starts and it's a live band, so you're hearing the trumpets and all those things in there. How does that feel for you, hearing your
Well,
anthem being played?
that does be a whole burden come off my shoulders because I wouldn't lie. To me, the most stressful part of my life does be my weight training. It
Mm-hmm.
have times when I will feel like, faking sick or just not to complete the program because my body will literally be shutting down. It's being pains. But like, okay, so before I came up here, I started doing heavy weight training and I wouldn't lie, like 2 weeks, sore muscles. But
Mm-hmm.
yet there was not an off day. I still had to go and train through it. So it's like after me competing for 11 months on training and competing for 11 months for this year, after I compete and I heard my national anthem, well, I know I finally have at least a month to rest so my body can
Mm-hmm.
recover and have a little free time for myself.
But is there anything else that you want to do in life? Do you have any other interests or hobbies that you want to, get into? Or are you involved in other hobbies? Is it just sports
Uh,
with you, or do you do other things?
it's just sports, and I also have a mini farm. So other than training, I love my farming.
Hmm. So what do you have on the farm? Is it a
Uh,
is it livestock? What do you delve in?
yeah. We have pigs, rabbit, and ducks.
Okay, and how long have you been farming?
Since 2000 and maybe 16.
Okay, so what's going on for Christmas? Could I contact you to get some poultry and some meats because Christmas is coming
Uh,
up. So I need a
pork is
sauce.
pork is pork is kind.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, one of the things that I admired about you, well, I spoke about your family and the support and how important that is to have that support system. And this is something
Mhm.
that you definitely it's a fuel. It really, really makes a difference when you have that support system. So when you go and you compete, you win up all the people medals, and then you come back. You went on the podium, national anthem was played, and everything, and you're coming down off of that whole euphoria, you're coming back down, and you get home. What's the feeling there? I have to ask, what is the feeling there when you get home?
Uh, well, me, the welcome from my family, all my friends. Well, I should say all my friends. I have a few friends. I don't really interact with much persons. I have a selected few friends. Who always keep me on track, even from childhood, whether it's sports, school, whatever it is. There was a few persons that was always there in the high and lows. So it's always good to spend quality time with my family and friends. So it's always, yeah, I was be anxious to be back home.
Yeah, and I love it. I absolutely loved speaking with you. Akeem, I am so honored to be speaking with you this morning. Your humility is so immense, and yet you keep cutting down these big trees and you keep blazing through and succeeding. And I just want to say I am so proud of you. Tobago is so proud of you. Trinidad and Tobago is so proud of you. And from our family to yours, we wish you nothing but blessings. We wish you peace, love, and light. And we wish you continued success in whatever you endeavor to do. So I want to thank you so much for being a part of Brunch. And I want you to
Thank
have a
you.
wonderful, wonderful day as you go forth. So, guys, that was Akeem. Oh my gosh, doing the most out there in the Paralympics fair and representing well. So we just want to thank him for being a part of what we do here on Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. Right about now, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. But before I do that, let me just check on this trivia question one more time. There is a sunken artificial reef in the waters of Speyside. What is its name? The answer at the end of the show. We'll be right back with more brunch.